Hello there. Today I will be ranking all of our players from who I think is most likely to win, to least likely, in order of 1st through 5th. This will be based solely on how likely I think they are to win next week, as there is nothing long-term left in the game to ponder. This ranking is my personal opinion, so feel free to disagree with me, any discussion is great. The person voted out this week was Omar, who I had placed in the S tier last week, which came as a shock to me, as I thought he had a great chance to win. I think Drea succeeded in putting a huge target on Omar as she was leaving the game, as the other players finally realized what a good game he was playing. Marianne successfully realized that Omar had to go, or there was no room for her at the end, so she ended up playing her extra vote to get him out. Overall, Omar was a great player this season, being able to make many moves against other good players like Hai and Drea, but unfortunately he was a little too threatening, and he will be missed. In the 5th and worst position this week is Romeo, who remains in the lowest tier from last week. This was a quiet episode from Romeo this week, which is not a great sign for someone's chances in the penultimate episode of the season. At this point, Romeo has no power in the game, but is also a low threat level to win, which leads me to believe that he has a high chance of being in the final 3. Unfortunately, I don't think Romeo has the respect of the jury to get enough votes to win, as he has not done much in the merge. Maybe if Romeo can pull off some flashy plays in these last 2 tribals he could win, but I doubt that is happening. Ultimately, however, you never know in Survivor. In the 4th position this week is Jonathan. Jonathan is someone whose stock has gone down in recent weeks, as for a while it looked like he had a great chance to win, but at this point it seems like he has come off as unlikable to some of the jury. Jonathan has a good chance of making it to the end because he is good at challenges, but I am worried for his ability to gain the necessary votes to win. If he can argue his case of being a big threat, well then I think he has a chance, but it all depends on what the jury thinks, which is hard to predict. In the middle position is Lindsay, who has hovered around the mid-tier the entire season. Lindsay is someone who I see as similar to Jonathan, in that they are both challenge threats late into the game. However, with Lindsay I think she has a higher chance to win because she will be more likable to the jury, where I believe she has a good chance to win. Unfortunately for Lindsay, I foresee her being the biggest threat to win, which means she is going to be targeted at final 4 and 5 in my eyes. Lindsay must win these challenges in my eyes, or she will go home, but if she can make it to the end I think she will win. Ultimately, I think Lindsay is a high-risk high-reward player currently, so time will tell on how she ends up in the game. The second highest chance to win going into the finale is Marianne. This was a huge week for Marianne, who made possibly the biggest move of the season in taking out Omar, who I perceived as the best player before now. Marianne has put herself in a great position to win, as she isn't the biggest threat left, but is also very likable in front of the jury with a solid resume to boot. If Marianne can have another 2 solid tribal councils, then she will be very hard to beat at final tribal council, especially if she can get out other big threats around her. I do worry somewhat that Marianne still might not have the respect of the jury, as she did spend time this season on the bottom, but time will tell for her fate. The highest chance to win going into the finale in my eyes is Mike, who I barely have above Marianne. The reason I have Mike as the best chance to win is because of his connections with jury along with his lower threat level. The threats will be targeted over Mike at Final 4, which gives him a great chance to get to the end. Mike has also forged a close bond with almost everyone on the jury in some capacity, but they could be bitter at him for his betrayals, which does worry me slightly. However, I think Mike can beat everyone at the end with the right final tribal council performance, so I think he ultimately has the highest chance to win. Based on these factors I think Mike does have the highest chance to win, but I am not extremely confident in anyone winning. In the finale it's anyone's game, so I am very interested to see how it will play out and who will emerge victorious. I had a great time making these videos this season, and I am glad to have some viewers and commenters on my videos. Thanks for watching. This has been Gold Card.